Hey everyone. So I do want to just share an update on what's going on with the tomato seedlings that I had started. I'm going to have to look up the date. But then I up-potted them maybe a couple weeks after that. And that wasn't that long ago. That was probably about 2 weeks ago. I'm going to look up that date as well. But I want to go ahead and show you all what they look like now. So they are doing so good. Actually, they've been outside. So here's just a little bit of a lesson. If you can see how it is a little bit thicker and it got this like kind of a rough texture to it. That is from it being outside and getting the direct sun. So what I had planned actually worked very well. I don't have to harden these off for as long. I'm still going to maybe try to harden them off a little bit. But as far as having to do like a whole week of hardening off, I won't have to because I've been taking them outside like every day and they've been getting direct sun. But just look at how big, how sturdy this is. This is a huge plant. I brought them inside last night. They actually stayed outside for quite a few days, and overnight as well. But I brought them inside last night because it got down to like 36 degrees. And even though that wasn't enough to kill them, they're doing so good that I didn't want to, risk hurting them at all. So I brought them back in, put them under the lights today because it's supposed to drop again tonight. So there's some that are stunted a little bit and you can kind of see like this one. And these are the ones that I was telling you I was having some issues with. Oh no, that's the pineapple one. So I don't know why this one wasn't having too much of an issue, but like this is the blue beauty. And I'm not exactly sure what is going on with my blue beauties this year. But they have had some issues. But the rest of them are just doing so good. I'm so excited. I am ready to go ahead and start selling some of them. I don't want to plant them out just yet. I'm going to wait to plant them probably until next weekend because we have a couple of nights that are cooler. And so I don't want to plant them out until I get like maybe some steady 50s. I don't know. I know that this week we have a few of them that are in the 40s. This weekend coming up is Easter. So I'll probably just go ahead and plant them out then and just pray that they continue to strive. I am going to, I need to show you my lettuce. So you can't really see them. These did wonderfully here. These didn't do as great. The Cosmic Crimson, the Black Seeded Samson, these are a little dry. I'm going to water these. But the kale, which are these right here, these are all kale. Oh, you can't see it right here. They did not do too great. And what I am seeing is the common denominator for those is that potting mix that I used. So I ran out of, I don't know if you can tell, but I ran out of my seed starting mix and I started to use this potting mix. Now I know originally in that video I mentioned that potting mix is fine to use to start seeds. That brand I had never used before, and I am not sure why it had a lot of sticks in it. So I stand by what I said as far as using potting mix, because I have done that before and my seeds did fine. I'm not sure if it was the brand. So, and that was my first time using that brand. So I am going to try and see if I can fertilize. I went to Tractor Supply today and I bought some fertilizer. And I'm going to see if I can fertilize those and see if they will actually do anything. I'm not exactly sure though. So unfortunately, the good thing is the kale is one of those things that was really supposed to be for the cool weather. So, I mean, all of them are, the lettuce and the kale, but I had not planned on planting more kale. I planned on planting the lettuce and keeping that in the shade of my house as it gets warmer so that I could just get some lettuce off of them. But the kale was just kind of some extra seeds that I had. So I'm not too upset about it, and I will, I have some seeds left, so I will be actually starting those for the fall because that's usually when the cool weather crops do their best, is like when I start them for the fall. So, excuse me. I think I'm going to fertilize it, see what I get out of them. If I don't get anything out of them, I'm not too upset. But I will probably not use that potting mix at all anymore. Maybe I'll use them for houseplants if I needed to up pot some houseplants or something, but I probably won't use it to start seeds anymore. Like I said, they had a lot of sticks in them. I had to pull out big chunks that had not broken down. We'll see. I'll let you know if I change my mind about that. Another update. The baby chicks that I have are just about a week old, or a little bit over a week old, and they are, I would show you, but my living room needs to be cleaned. So I'm not going to go in there and show you too much of anything. However, the kids were on spring break last week, and man, it was hard. It was rough on a sister. So I got to do a major cleaning, and usually I do that on Mondays, but I actually am working today, and I wasn't planning on working today. So I'll probably get to it tomorrow. But anyway, they are doing fine. There are some more eggs in my incubator, and they were chirping last night, or one was chirping. I'm not exactly sure. This morning, I can't tell which eggs are chirping. It has a smell, so there must be some eggs that aren't so good in there. So I'm going to let you all know if I get any more baby chicks. After this week, they should have all hatched. And so if they don't hatch, then they probably didn't make it. And that's okay. It's life. I am going to get a different incubator. I don't like the one that I got. That's why I haven't mentioned the brand or where I got it from. I'm going to try another one that I saw. That incubator I got last year because when our chickens started laying again after we had our roosters, my daughter was so excited she wanted to see if we could hatch one. And it was really just one egg, and I was praying to God it didn't hatch because I didn't have any other baby chicks to go with it, and I didn't want to discourage, so I went ahead and bought like an incubator at Tractor Supply, and that was like the one that they had. And I don't really like it at all. And so I'm going to get another one for next year when we go to hatch out more chicks. So that's probably why it didn't do very well. It was a very cheap, it's like styrofoam. It didn't have anywhere where you could just like put the water in to keep. It was no way to manage the humidity or the temperature really in a consistent basis. It also had a tray that you put in there that moves the eggs, but it only rocked them back and forth a little bit. And when you go to take it out, because you have to stop them from moving so that the chicks can hatch themselves, it shuffled the eggs around so badly, which is probably why a lot of them didn't survive. It was just it was just not a very user-friendly incubator. So because of that, I'm not going to use it again next year. I'll probably go ahead and get rid of it after I empty out this week, and we'll invest in a better incubator. That is all the updates that we have right now. I wish I had more. I'm waiting patiently for this garden season to kick off because we are out of spaghetti sauce. And funny story, I'm going to end on this. So I was going to make some lasagna the other day, and I was like, oh man, we used like the last of the spaghetti sauce the last time I made lasagna. So I didn't want to go back to, like, when you start making things from scratch, from fresh produce, especially if it's from your garden, you do not want to go back to, like, it's torment to go back to buying the store-bought stuff. So I was like, I don't want to do that, but I did want to still make some lasagna. So I went and bought a bunch of Roma tomatoes from the store. So here is a perfect example of, if you don't have a garden or you didn't grow enough of something, but you still want to have a healthier way of cooking things, doing things from scratch, you want to get practice in, whatever it is, you can still get the produce from the store. I do it. I could have went and just bought a jar of spaghetti sauce, but no, I wanted to use my own herbs. I wanted to use fresh produce. And so I bought some tomatoes, and I roasted the tomatoes with some peppers and some onions. I roasted them, and I made my own tomato sauce that day in my Dutch oven. And it turned out amazing. Like, normally I'll make a big batch of spaghetti sauce that I'm cooking overnight, in the roaster oven, and that's what I'll use for my lasagna. I didn't use all the herbs and spices in the tomato sauce for the lasagna that I do in my spaghetti sauce. It just so happens that I use the spaghetti sauce that I can for my lasagna normally, but you don't need as much spices. However, it still turned out amazing. And so that's still something that you can do. You can still make things from scratch. You can buy the fresh produce from the store and still make it from scratch. So now I'm excited because I really want to get some tomatoes so that I can make, because we are completely out of spaghetti sauce. I'm out of tomato sauce. I'm out of diced tomatoes. I'm out of all of my canned tomato goods. The only thing I still have is like one jar of salsa left. And that's going to be gone here shortly too, because the kids love, to eat the salsa. So I'm excited about the tomatoes coming up. It's not going to come up as soon as I plant them in the ground. However, I do know that it's coming, and I can go back to using my fresh produce to cook our meals. So, I'm out of stewed tomatoes. Oh my goodness. I'm out of so much stuff. But anyway, so thank you for checking in on us. And I always seem to drag these videos out, and I don't intend to, but I thank you for sticking around anyway. And until next time, y'all be blessed.